So, hi everyone. This is just, I'm going to read the descriptions of the goat and the rabbit because that sounds a bit funny. Um, because those are the cards that I pulled in the video yesterday and I didn't know where the wee book was. So, as well as whatever I channeled for what I got from when I looked at it, these are the meanings. So, instantly what's coming to me when I'm saying that is the goat and the rabbit. Like maybe this is like about, maybe that's maybe symbolic of like an unlikely pairing or something. Like, like when a lot of twin flame couples can seem like, oh, I wouldn't put them together kind of thing. Or, but again, like I said, sometimes I can I think I'm not the best person to ask about that because I actually can always see exactly why true twin flames are meant to be together because I hold that yin yang frequency so strongly. Like to me, it's blindingly obvious when people are twin flames and why they're perfectly imperfect for one another, like with all the people that I've worked with that are on that journey. So, but the way that other people can look at twin flames, it can sometimes be like that. So, whatever it means to you. But here's the meaning of the goat. So, untapped potential, fertility, virility, and stubbornness. As the first domesticated animal in human history, the goat is an old familiar friend. The horns on a goat often represent fertility, virility, and life force. At the same time, the goat can be a very destructive creature if not managed properly. And remember, these are the Pluto cards, and that is also Pluto energy. When the goat card appears in a reading, the primordial force from which both creation and destruction spring is asking for your attention. There's untapped potential within you that is begging to be harnessed now, and the way you choose to engage with it or not is up to you. When goat energy is present, there's often a certain stubbornness at play, and this is also the Divine Masculine's card. And there does tend to be a real stubbornness, particularly in the masculine, to spiritually wake up and choose the journey. So, but obviously that can be present in Divine Feminine too. But this was the Divine Masculine's card. But Divine Feminine, it can make sense to you too because you've got a masculine side, regardless of your gender. Perhaps you're engaging in an old pattern or behaviour that you know is self-destructive, but ultimately familiar and therefore comfortable. Better the devil you know kind of vibes. This is your chance to switch up the story and transmute that stubbornness into determination. When channeled correctly, nothing can stand in the way of the greatest of them all, the goat. I just changed that bit. Further reflection. Think about your relationship to power, which again, that is Pluto power, which you've got to be very careful with, wherever your Pluto is. And especially if you're like myself and you've got Pluto in Scorpio. So if anyone kind of ages with myself, or I think roughly people that are about 10 years younger have also got that too. Don't quote me on that bit, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Roughly. Yeah, you got to be careful with that because Pluto rules Scorpio. Therefore, when you've got Pluto in Scorpio, that is extremely potent, powerful, very psychic energy. But it's always about power dynamics. So that's why I share quite a lot about when I get a message specifically for Plutonian twins. And that's what I mean. That the yin yang balance, the power balance is going to be even more palpable. So you've got to strike a fair balance between people, and that would go for friendships too. Like that definitely goes for love, but it goes for friendship, family dynamics, work dynamics. Just it's that's why astrology is really powerful. Like it's good to know who you might have that power dynamic with, because if people are far too overpowering, um, it's just good to be aware of it, you know what I mean? Because they could easily manipulate you. So, like I said, I've not only helped people with this, I've also been on the receiving end of it. And whenever I know people's charts and I can see that that's kind of there with me, it's like, it's just good to be aware of and catch within yourself. So, um, to whom and what do you give your power away and why? What would it look like for you to be embodied in your power? What could you accomplish? So that's a powerful Plutonian card. So now I'm going to read Rabbit. And so this was the Divine Feminine's card, but this can also be the Divine Masculine's feelings. They just made my eyes pull to 1313 on the clock. So that's Divine Feminine energy as well as I'm reading Divine Feminine card. Fast-paced change, decision-making, the need to act. So think about how much this scarily fits with the videos I done yesterday about a strong need to change the number, which I'm laughing at because it's like they've actually just given me 50 quid because it's not been a simple transfer. Like I think it's still, I don't know, my number's still showing up as the old one. I'm still getting the text to the old one, or at least I might not be. I might, but I think I am because my dad texts me and it's stuck to the old one and it still came through. But that, I don't know, because then I asked him and I've had nothing, but he might have just no bothered to do it. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, it's like they've given me 50 quid. I was kind of like, it kind of seems like a little bit like dramatic, but I'll take it. So, but um, but yeah, but the whole thing that was like, the card was about decision making yesterday, and that wasn't even the same deck. So there's big decisions that divine feminines are being guided to make, wherever that might be in your life. Rabbits are notorious for being skittish. They are hyper vigilant and ready to act at the slightest hint of danger. The arrival of this card means you must embody the quick acting nature of the rabbit now, as things are about to start changing at a fast pace. Again, I feel that this is about shifting timelines because although, like I've just said, it doesn't seem like, very simple. But again, I only changed the number at 5:30 last night and it's only just after 1. So it normally, it can take 24 hours. So whatever. I just know that I'm at rest today anyway. Like if I felt like I had energy, I was going to be filming lots of videos and blah, blah, blah. But like, I've not got any energy. So I'm sitting watching Miss Congeniality. Do you know what I'm saying? That's like, that's, that's the kind of energy I'm in because I was peopling for 3 days straight. I really need to, um, I really need my time, myself recharge. So maybe some of you need that too. But yeah, I do feel there's a timeline shift going on. To pull this card hails the arrival of an opportunity to be sure, but it is a fleeting one. It is imperative both to recognise this and act in alignment with yourself. If you hesitate for too long, the moment will pass you by, but if you act too quickly, you may find yourself in over your head. While this is a delicate balance to strike, it is one that can be mastered. If you're someone who struggles with indecision or overanalyzing, the pressure of the moment may cause you to freeze. It may be helpful to step out the logical and instead tune into your gut instinct. So remember, this is the feminine's card, so that is typically, if you're divine feminine, easier for you to do. Like you do go by intuition and following the hunch. But if this is for the masculine feminine side, again, you're going to need to lean into that energy of trusting things when they don't make sense, rather than logical and analytical. So just look to what I've channeled yesterday too for that all to be a bigger picture. Be ready to take action one way or another, but don't act out of fear. So again, linking back to the example of me changing my number, I just strongly felt everything inside me saying I need to do that because there's more negative energy hanging around that than positive. And in fact, there was barely any positive energy that I felt with that number anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be honest, because it's like the people that I talk to at the end out anyway that are in my life, I'm going to send a new number when it's working. Do you know what I mean? So, but think about what that is for you. Like, so basically, uh, yeah, trust your intuition and follow it. Don't act out of fear. Um, Ideally, the opportunity this card points to is an exciting one. It may even be an unexpected one. Often there's a leap of faith that is required on some level. Trust yourself to roll with the punches and handle whatever is thrown at you, especially if you don't have time to plan everything out. There's plenty of potential present with the rabbit card, as these animals are often associated with fertility. OMG, guys. So both cards are about fertility. Yeah, both cards are about fertility. So again, some kind of new beginnings, whether this is the beginning of contact with you in a twin flame again after a long time, or the new beginning of some kind of like following your calling, career, change up, switch up there, or the obvious one would be fertility of the actual pregnancy babies kind. So again, I would just say if that is not something that anyone is wanting out there, whether you be a female that it's not the right time for that to happen, even if it is with the right person kind of thing. Just be aware of that. There's a very fertile energy around. Um, and definitely because of all the messages that I've brought through of late in the past week, 100% be very, very vigilant and aware of anybody trying to do that to you, males out there, because that is very, yeah, there's just a very high likeliness of karmic energies trying to do that. So yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I'd say for majority of people, that's going to be about new beginnings coming about. Even if that's like just striking up some sort of conversation with people from the past, twin flames, and all that, just new beginnings, fertile energy. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get back to resting and treating this like my weekend because I need to recharge. So, and that is very apt because after, I don't know, it's afternoon sometime, after about 3:30 or something UK time, we're actually in a Cancer moon, which is about sleep, rest, feminine energy. It's about being in your feelings. So, and remember, Mars, planet of action, is also in Cancer now as well for quite a while actually. Um, and so yeah, the action for a lot of people today might be just to rest. But as I'm filming this right now, we're in the very last degrees of Gemini moon, which is about communication. So maybe that's why I was saying that about, like, there could be a lot of communication starting up between twin flames because of course Gemini is the sign of the twins. Um and I've got loads of Gemini placements, but one of my very strong Gemini placements is Vesta. But I said Vesta right at 11:44, and Vesta is about the flame. It's about the eternal flame. So yeah, my Vesta is right at the high degrees of Gemini. So that's a huge reason why I'm here to ignite your light on the twin flame journey. I don't know why I said it like that. That was what I called one of my very first groups like 8, 9 years ago. But yeah, see you later.